And gratitude, everyone. If y'all are new here, my name is Nuna. I am the witch, author, poet, and the Saiyonan sage of the Saiyonan archives. Welcome. And if y'all returning, hey family, welcome back to our sacred space. I'm always honored, excited, and elated to be in your presence. Also, if y'all are listening here on the podcast, welcome. I am super excited to have you guys as a part of another episode. Thank you so much for tuning in and for allowing me to give you the messages that we have today. Now, I want to give you guys a few messages that came through, and I'm also going to be channeling as I'm giving you guys messages, right? So I actually have been sitting with the cards on my altar since last night because I was going to give this message yesterday, but something was telling me, no, don't do it at that time, to do it today for whatever reason. I went with that, I honored it, and now here we are. So the question that I asked yesterday when I was at my altar was, what was it that I needed to tell my soul tribe? Like, what is it that we needed to hear? And as I was shuffling, I started using the Gold Foil Tarot. Those are the cards that I have now, the Gold Foil Tarot. The Gold Foil Tarot. And the first two cards to come out were the Tower card and the Hierophant. You guys already know what's up. Like, y'all already know what's up. Following that were the Temperance, the Death card, and the King of Wands. And then after that, we had the Ace of Pentacles, the King of Pentacles. We have the Page of Pentacles, the High Priestess, Chariot, or the Chariot. After that, I started to get downloads and whatnot. The first thing that came to my mind was the fact that there is still a crumbling of old patriarchal systems, but also specifically dealing with these spiritual systems and whatnot. And it was so interesting because this actually reminded me of a time, I don't remember exactly what year it was, but I remember there was a time where we started to hear news about certain people who were practicing certain like spiritual practices. I think it was like Buddhism or something like that. But there were like these spiritual leaders, these men who were coming out as like, they weren't coming out, but they were being exposed as the P word, right? They were being exposed as, you know, sexual abusers. I have to be very careful with what I say because YouTube is what they are. So basically, yes, like there were a lot of people coming out, or we were finding out that there were a lot of things that were going on behind the scenes dealing with these religious structures, with these religious leaders, and they were masking themselves as the face of something that was pure. They were the ones who were seen as the ones that we had to go to for reverence, forgiveness, and all these things. And I feel like now this perversion, I feel like there's a lot more of that that's going to start coming out. I feel like I'm hearing like the word pastor. There's something, wow. I just started talking and I'm already getting transmissions. So wow. I'm hearing something about like pastors and preachers, how they're going to start coming out. It's like in Christianity. I don't know what it is. I don't know why. I'm hearing Catholicism, and I'm also hearing like Christianity, and how these priests and these pastors are going to come out, or they're going to start being exposed as doing things behind the scenes, especially because we do have these Seven of Swords here. We're going to start hearing a lot more about what they've got going on behind the scenes. And also I'm hearing the words like money laundering. There's going to be something dealing with like them taking money, taking people's money, tithes, offerings, and things like that, and funding their own side businesses or hustles or whatever it may be. Also, there's something about thievery and trickery, how they've been doing this for so long, and those things are going to start coming out more. We're going to start seeing a lot more of that. But getting back to the messages that I was getting yesterday, I do feel like we are not done yet. We are not done with the fall of the patriarchal system. And I do feel like one of the messages actually that came through yesterday, and I know that I'm talking a mile a minute, is because I have a lot of thoughts going on. So thank y'all for bearing with me. Anyway, so another message that came through yesterday was the fact that Spirit does not want us to allow ourselves to be sucked into the spiritual chaos and war that they've got going on. Instead, Spirit is saying that this is a dramatic change that is needed, and this is going to start ushering in a lot more divine feminine leaders. Now, if y'all have been following the Magick of Eden profile for a while on Instagram, you guys know that I do make predictions and whatnot. Now, whenever I hear things, sometimes I will post them to my story and I will leave them there, or I will take the time out to actually make posts about some predictions. Now, I actually did make a make a few predictions about the rise of the divine feminine and about communities and things like that. I've been saying these things for years, and if I don't come on social media and say them, I'll say them to my community, I'll say them to my friends, family, and things like that. I am still getting in the hang of getting used to showing up on the internet. Even though it's been a while, I'm getting used to showing up on the internet more consistently. So if you don't see a lot of it on the internet or on my pages, it does not mean that they are not being said. It means that I'm more of a person that likes in-person interactions. I love in-person interactions. That's just me. But anyway, I'm saying that to say that these were things that I talked about before, and I'm going to make sure that I put either here or here some clips of some of the messages that I received back in like 2000, I think I'm going to say between the years of 2021 and 2024. I'm going to link some here or post some here in the video. But yes, there was this emphasis on the divine feminine rising and the divine feminine stepping up as a new spiritual leaders. And I cannot help but feel like the divine feminine is getting ready. You heard it here first, folks. I feel like we are going to start seeing a lot more divine feminine leaders who are going to start their own paths, their own spiritual systems, and their own ways of working their magic and their own systems of magic. We are going away with the old patriarchy. I really do feel like there is going to be a lot more divine feminine leaders. And for those of you that are very hung up on terms and things of that nature and labels and whatnot, I'm going to say that I believe the term is cisgender. A lot of cisgender women are going to come to the forefront sharing their businesses, and not even just that, but they're going to start being the face of a lot of religious groups, religious organizations, 508c1As, 501c3s, and 501 whatever else, right? So I do feel like there's going to be a lot more divine feminine leaders investing in these spiritual businesses. I don't know why I'm hearing like the word pop-up shops, but I do seeing a lot more pop-up shops where the focus is going to be women. And this is not excluding anyone else that identifies as women. Divine feminine leaders, right? We're going to stick to energy. Divine feminine leaders, this is definitely going to be your time to come up, to share, to shout. I'm hearing spirit say shout, and like shout for joy, and I'm seeing like a tambourine. That's so specific. Oh my goodness. Like I'm seeing someone like jumping for joy, and like it's ancestral. It's like an ancestral dance. This was something I'm hearing that this was like preordained by someone's ancestors, that someone's ancestors prayed over this type of life for them before this person was even born. And what I'm hearing is like the word saint, and I'm hearing, this is a channel, okay, this is a message. So there is someone, I'm seeing like someone who's like wearing white, right? But they're wearing, I'm hearing Ifa. This is someone who may be like an who practices and studies Ifa. I feel like there's going to be a lot more ordaining. You're going to see a lot more like a wave. I'm seeing a wave of white. I'm seeing like a wave of white, like a wave of women. Like I'm seeing nothing but just women. I don't see any men. I don't see anyone who identifies as a man. I'm seeing an army, like an army, and I'm getting chills, and I'm feeling in the back of my head right now. There's an army, a wave of women, ancestors who have prayed over these individuals to become the next leader of their lineage, the next leader of their family. There's this massive awakening of divine femininity that is coming through, and these are the faces of the new world. You're going to start seeing a lot more divine feminine leaders who are going to show up. I'm hearing the word politics. They're going to start showing up more in politics. They're going to start showing up more in these spaces that you may not even know of. And Spirit is saying is that I want you to look to your communities first. I want you to look to the home. I want you to check the home, because it's starting in the home. It's going to be people that you least expect. And so do not hold yourself to this expectation that they have to look a certain way, that they have to feel a certain way, because if anything, Spirit is wanting you to open up your mind and expand beyond what you believe is possible. There's going to be a wave of women leaders that are coming through, because there's going to be more of a fall of the patriarchy. I really do feel like this is highlighting divine feminine wisdom. We are returning to divine feminine wisdom, and not just, and this is one thing that I do want to say too, that one of the words that I also heard, that I'm hearing now, that I heard before, is actually called desirability politics. And this is so interesting that it's actually coming, that it's actually shifting to that now, because with desirability politics, this basically encapsulates or showcases our ideas of who we feel are worthy of being seen, who we feel are worthy of being watched, or who's worthy of being shared, or who's worthy of being desired. But collectively, what I do feel is that a lot of these things are changing. Just because somebody does not have an ethereal feel to them, because they're not skinny, or they're not light skinned, or they don't look the part, does not mean that their energy does not speak for itself. Spirit is saying is that I want you to bypass the illusion of what it looks like, and I want you to go with what it feels like. I also do feel too, I just heard non-binary. Start expecting more things coming from people who are non-binary, and also understand that a lot of people are doing away with gender, but it's not because they don't. This is so wild how these messages are just flowing through right now, because they all tie together. It doesn't matter how you identify. It doesn't matter whether you're cisgender, whether you're, however you identify, it doesn't matter. What matters is that there's a divine feminine energy that is within all of you, that is within all of us, that is going to start being expressed. Now, let's just say, for example, if you're a man, Spirit is saying is that if you are a man, or if you identify as such, what you want to do is you want to honor the high priestess that is within you, because the high priestess is here. You want to honor that divine priestess energy, and you want to honor that divine feminine energy, because that's the energy that's going to shine, and that is the energy that is going to show, it's going to lead you. Because there was too much of a suppression of this divine feminine, and now that we're getting back to an equilibrium, and now that this energetic field in our third dimension, right? This is the whole dimension being shifted. This is not just in our world. It is not just in America or the United States of America. It's not just in this part of the world. It's this dimension. And the whole dimension, this third dimensional reality is shifting. And people, what I'm hearing is that people are like dimension hopping. So with that, I feel like there's so many different things that is going on around us, but Spirit is saying is that I need you to lean into that divine feminine energy, because that's the very thing that's going to lead you when you go down this path, whatever this path may be. You may be called to create your own path, and Spirit is saying is that I want you to honor that. I don't want you to be so caught up in what the world is saying, what the patriarchal system is saying. I don't want you to be so caught up in just this one way of being that you forget that there is a whole world, dimensions all around you. And when you tap into that divine feminine, you embrace the fact that there are so many different things around you that you can tap into to help you elevate. Because this is not just about you stepping up as just a divine feminine leader. This is you elevating your consciousness, because by you stepping into this leadership role, it's going to help you expand. It's going to help you grow and evolve. It's going to help you see things about this matrix that you yourself have not seen yet. So Spirit is saying to lean into this divine feminine energy, because that is what we need now more than ever. Also, I do feel that with the Ace of Pentacles here, with the King of Pentacles, the Page of Pentacles, the High Priestess, the Chariot card, what I feel is that there's going to be a lot more advancements when it comes to building these. I'm seeing like agriculture and like actual buildings, like building these, like, I don't know why what's coming through is like churches, but it's not going to be in the traditional sense. It's going to be like your new age churches. Like, it's like, I don't know why like new age church is coming through, but it's something about building the structures that are needed that's going to support the divine feminine. What I'm also seeing is that start taking yourself seriously when it comes to you launching your business, or opening or getting your affairs together as far as these religious assemblies are concerned. That is something coming through a lot. The word is, now we're shifting. So the word is infiltration. There's something coming through about whatever they had going on behind the scenes, or whatever you have going on behind the scenes. Whatever you have going on behind the scenes, Spirit is saying is that you want to protect yourself spiritually, and you want to protect yourself lawfully. The reason why is because whenever you protect yourself lawfully, what ends up happening is you don't have to worry about the government getting into your business, and you don't have to worry about them telling you what you can and cannot say. So there's something about you following that intuition, but also using money, using resources, using things of value to help secure yourself as you progress on this divine feminine path. Now, the interesting thing is that the High Priestess is passive, whereas the Chariot is not. So there's this thing where we have to choose to navigate, and we have to choose to move as we are divinely led. Not everything is for you, and you don't have to just go for it because you just want to jump on the next opportunity. No, Spirit is saying is that I really want you to be very meticulous, and I want you to really take into consideration what you are doing and why. What is your why? And how can you surrender to this divine feminine knowing? How can you surrender to this divine feminine knowledge to help you progress along your journey? I would start planning. If you are someone who is divinely feminine, who is wanting to attract, Spirit is saying is that I want you to get a plan going, but I want you to surrender because you don't know what it's going to look like. Also, you do have here the 10 of Pentacles, and you also have here the 6 of Wands. I do feel like there is going to be a lot more showing up of divine feminine leaders, and it's going to start within the home. It's going to be seen in your community, and then it's going to be global. You're going to see it globally, but it's going to be a huge shift, and it's going to start in the smaller spaces first. Also, I'm hearing like the words like gatekeeping. It's not the fact that you want to gatekeep information because you want to have the spiritual hierarchy. The word is inclusive. You want to be more inclusive with your soul tribe, and you really want to really think about, I don't know why I keep hearing think about your why. You don't want to fall into the trap of constantly gatekeeping to where you miss an opportunity. You want to make sure that you are using your discernment. The Queen of Swords is not here, but I do feel the Queen of Swords energy where you do want to use your discernment and give knowledge and wisdom to your soul tribe because you feel that it's divinely led. And also, Spirit is saying is that it's no such thing as someone doing better than you. I have to go chasing a card. Give me 1 second. Okay, and we have here the Star card, we have the Devil card, and we also have here the 2 of Cups. I feel that someone is entering into covenant with something. It's this covenant. It's covenant. It's where you're marrying and it's not like an obligation, but this is you ensuring that, I don't know, I'm hearing like a soul contract. You guys know how I get when I hear things like soul contracts and things like that. I like to pick things apart when it's things like that. But anyway, I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to let my intuition flow. So what I feel like is that there is like this soul contract, so to speak, where you yourself are agreeing to something and you are aligning with that thing because you know that it is purposeful. But this is long lasting, especially the fact that we have the Devil card here, and then you also have the 10 of Pentacles. This is that energy where it's like, I am not going anywhere. I have been around a long time and I'm going to be around for even longer. So this is bringing me to Virgo, Taurus, and Capricorn. Like really harnessing that Capricorn energy, really harnessing this earth-like energy. No matter what sign you are, you want to embody that because there's something about you. If you have a business opportunity and you know within your spirit that this is for you, then you want to go for that. Right? Do things your way. Do things your way, because if your way is divinely led by Spirit, then you have nothing to worry about. Do it that way. And that truly is what I'm hearing. Like that, honestly, it is. And it's so interesting because we also do have here the King of Wands. I don't want to skip over the kings here, right? You have the King of Wands. This to me, I'm hearing like the word passion. It's this passion. It's this enthusiasm. It's you wanting to assert yourself, but you believing in yourself and knowing that you can do this and you getting out there. I just heard summertime shine. Someone may want to, I don't know why I'm like hearing sunbathing, but it's like soaking in the nutrients of the sun to make you more vibrant, to make you feel more alive. This King of Wands here is pointing me to someone that has charisma. They have a way with the crowd. And this is so interesting because even if you are a divine feminine, this is you having your way with the crowd, but directing them in a way that may feel masculine, or you may be someone who's feminine or masculine in a feminine way. There you go. You are masculine, but in a feminine way. That's what I'm hearing for someone. And it's so beautiful because I feel like people will look to you as that leader. You may be a provider for a community in a masculine way, even though you're feminine. And that is so sexy because I do feel like what is sexier than someone who's divinely feminine that goes for what they want, right? That is so sexy to me. That is so amazing to me. I love it. And I feel like that's something that you can do for yourself, but that's also something that you can do for your community. So what I would definitely suggest is that we do start to take ourselves seriously. Divine Feminine, get ready. Start opening up your spiritual shops, if you will. Start getting your religious assemblies together. Start making sure that you have that you're protecting your assets, that you're protecting your spiritual sanctuary, that you're speaking your prayers, that you are allowing yourself to be always led by spirit. Remember that your sister is not your enemy. Your sister is a mirror of you. And as long as you embrace the sisterhood, because I do feel a strong sisterhood coming through. Like, I really do. And Spirit is saying is that I don't want you to fall into competition, because at the end of the day, there is no competition. At the end of the day, you're all learning and growing together. Right? So even with that, Spirit is saying is that I really want you to marry, to be in covenant with the church, with the church. The church will be the body, right? It's your body. It's the body. I don't know why I'm hearing like be in covenant with your body. Be very careful with what you're putting into your body. Be very careful with what you are putting into your skin. Even, I don't care what weight you're at, right? I don't give a damn about that. Like, I don't care. Like, be careful with what you're putting in your body. I don't care what you look like. I don't care about what your color is, what you believe your race is, whatever it is, right? All of these are borrowed identities anyway. Although these identities help us to experience this matrix, right? It helps us understand this matrix and this world, this universe in a different way. Spirit is saying that is a borrowed identity. I want you to focus on your spirit. I want you to focus on what you have to give. I want you to focus on what you can contribute to humanity, because there is a crumbling of the system. Also, I know that I'm moving a mile a minute, you guys. Thank you guys so much for for bearing with me. Okay, so moving forward, I also felt with the message to you guys that there was a sense of like a purge, right? Now, this purge, I feel, is going to happen because there's something that is going to be exposed where people are going to feel like it's going to knock their socks off, but also it's going to feel like it was sudden, but it wasn't sudden. It was brewing underneath the radar. It wasn't seen. It wasn't shown. And I say that because we do have the Seven of Swords here. Well, this Seven of Swords, this to me is the energy where it's kind of sneaker. It's sneaky. Like, it doesn't want you to know. It doesn't want to show anything. It thinks it's getting away with something, but the things that it's trying to get away with, it's harming it, right? It's hurting it. And eventually you're going to leave those blood spots. It's going to leave something or a trail. So what I'm hearing is like a paper trail. I'm also hearing that there's going to be some type of revealing of some type of like information regarding like a leak, like a leakage of information somehow, like a security leak or some type of like a paper leak or like an email leak or something like that. There's some type of leak that is going to expose something, and it's going to change everything. Like, I really cannot help but feel that. I also do feel that this is very expansive energy. I don't see the Wheel of Fortune here, but it does. I feel the Wheel of Fortune's energy. It feels like it's very expansive. It really does feel like it feels very karmic. And it feels very much like, yeah, you're not going to get away with that. It is what it is. It's happening with or without your consent. Like, it's going to happen. Like, we're all collectively shifting reality together. I also see here that you have the Four of Cups in reverse here. Spirit is saying is like, I want you to express gratitude, but I also want you to remember that you do not have to... Oh my goodness. Remember when we talked about the Queen of Swords? Okay. Queen of Swords energy is here. I don't know if we can see that from this angle, or because of the lighting with these cards. Anyway, with this, where is it? With the Four of Cups in reverse here, this to me definitely does make me feel like the Spirit is not wanting you to be too close off. Like, Spirit is saying is like, I want you to really think about what we're giving you, and I just want you to take this. You don't have to do this by yourself. I know that you're used to doing things by yourself, but you don't have to do it this time. Oh my God, you guys, I cannot make this up. You cannot make this up. I'm so sorry. The Wheel of Fortune is here. Wow. Okay. Well, I guess that's a wrap. I'm just kidding. All right. So basically, I do feel honestly like with this Four of Cups in reverse here, Spirit is saying is that I don't want you to feel like you have to do this alone. This is something that you can open yourself up to receiving the help, receiving the emotional support, receiving any type of help that you need to help you along this journey. This is something that is deeply transformative. And the number one thing that Spirit is wanting us to remember with this Temperance card here, I do feel like Spirit is saying that it doesn't want us to fall victim or get sucked into the chaos of this world. Instead, what we are called to do is to stand still, to listen, to go internally, and to allow ourselves to move with divine wisdom and to move from a space of wisdom and higher knowing and higher wisdom and divine wisdom. That is what I do feel. Also, with the Justice card here, Spirit is asking for us to be very patient because justice is on its way. Right? Like there's an equilibrium of something. There's something is happening where something is being evened out, and justice is not here to play. Justice is here to collect. Like I'm hearing that justice is here to collect and is going to be very beneficial to those who have been wronged. Misconduct. I'm hearing like actual misconduct. And for those of you that were harassed, that have, whether you were at a job or whether you were, you know, harassed maybe at like some type of religious group or anything like that. I just heard like a cult, like if you were harassed because like at, you know, by cult leaders and things like that, because that is definitely coming through. I'm hearing that justice is going to be served. This is not one of those clickbait videos. I promise you it's not. I'm really hearing that. Like I'm being so serious. Like I'm really hearing that. And I also do feel like this is definitely an opportunity for you to invest and plan in the very things that you have going. Okay? Divine Feminine, get ready to show up. Divine Feminine, get ready to assert yourself. Divine Feminine, get ready to shine. Divine Feminine, get ready to start taking over. I don't care what your gender is. Divine Feminine, get ready because your time is here. Your time is coming right now. Right now. Also, real quick, speaking about spiritual protection, I want to invite you to look into the ETHERIUM. I have an ETHERIUM, right? And the ETHERIUM is essentially the womb space in which my offerings exist, okay? And I will link it down in the description box or the comment section. We'll see which one. I want to invite you to use your spiritual protection oils. I do have them available, like I said, in my ETHERIUM. I'm going to do my best to show you guys this. I don't know if you guys can see that. I think it's focusing. Okay, there you go. So yes, I want to invite you to look in the ETHERIUM to get your own spiritual protection oils. If you guys are wanting to know like what herbs you can use to spiritually protect yourself and things like that, let me know down in the comment section. Also, give me 1 second. I have to pull out another oil for you, and it is this Divine Feminine oil that I have. And this oil is so amazing. It is so powerful. I love the smell. Oh my goodness. As a Taurus rising, I'm not gonna lie, this oil is so bomb. It is so bomb. Now, for those of you that don't know, just real quick. So essentially, I am healing my body from PCOS. And with me healing my body from PCOS, I've been going and doing it the spiritual route as well as the practical route with my fitness coach and whatnot. And I have to say that using this oil has been a game changer in the energetic aspect of it, because it helps to encourage me and it helps to really protect my womb space, but also protect my divine feminine so that I can feel safe. And I feel like working with this oil truly it's been a game changer. It is so amazing. Oh my goodness. I love it to death. Like, well, no, I love it to life. We're going to watch our language. I love it to life. And this is also available in the ETHERIUM. I would highly suggest that we use this because as divine feminine leaders, we need our protection. Like, we need to always stay protected, and we really do want to start honoring our divine feminine in every way possible. This does not just cater to the dark divine feminine. This is just divine femininity overall. Your magnetism, your ability to create, your ability to just simply be in your divine feminine energy, whatever healing you need to be doing within that aspect. Now, as far as the dark divine feminine, I have not created an oil for that just yet because I've been using this one. This one really does work beautifully for that. I just feel like I don't really need to put a focus on just the dark divine feminine, but this oil can definitely help you with that. If you want to only work with the Dark Divine Feminine, then I definitely will be creating an oil for that. Just make sure that you guys look in the Ethereum. It will be available on the website. Also, I'm not selling the oil. I will be donating them. Well, not donating, but I'll be offering them, and you guys will give a fixed donation, and then that is how we will make that exchange. I do not operate in commerce. That is the reason why we are changing our verbiage. So thank you all for being patient with that. Anyways, I'll make sure that I link these two down below. I also do have some candles and whatnot that I want you guys to take a look at. I'll make sure to have those linked down below as well. And yes, that is all we have for right now. Thank you for listening to this. I know it was a lot. I just kind of dropped a lot on you. I'm so sorry. If you're new here, welcome. Anyway, if you guys need anything from me, please feel free to visit me online over at thesayonanpath.org. If you guys also want to, you guys can follow along with me on Instagram over at Magick of Eden. I'm always excited to be in your presence, and I'm so glad that we were able to spend time here together. If there's nothing else, I love you, and I will catch you in my next video, and I will catch y'all in the next podcast episode.